Hello Internet, and today we are going to be looking at a man whose name is actually Jeff. Alright ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take your attention to anime hairstyle number 25, also known as Jeff's Side. Now a year ago or so, Philion did a video on Jeff's Side about whether or not he's a natural or not, whether or not he takes steroids. It's a really funny video, I'll leave a link down to it down below, but here's a TLDR. Is Jeff's side natural? No. Are you kidding me? I mean, look at the guy. Jeff is so wide that it looks like his wings are gonna give him flight. Jeff is as shredded as a bag of 4-cheese Mexican blend. Jeff is not natural. In fact, I'm almost certain he was never natural. I think he came out of the womb taking some Anavar and clenbuterol. But you know, enough about Jeff and his drug habits. You know, whatever. If you do the steroids, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem, all right? That's not what I want to talk about specifically here today. What I think is interesting about Jeff is that he wants to be big. Not just bodybuilder big, but Arnold big. He wants to be the next Arnold. And you can really see it from his content that he admires Arnold quite a bit. For example, Jeff Side is the guy who did a documentary on himself. Yeah, a documentary on himself. He was also in a short film, and he wrote a book. It sure is a book with pages and words. Now, this movie that Jeff Side was in, right? I should clarify that while the movie's on his channel, and he says it's his movie, and he says his movie was nominated for his Oscar, right? That he's gonna win. I should clarify that Jeff is not the lead actor in this short. He's not, he's a supporting character. He's a supporting actor. Right? He barely has, like, more than 4 lines of dialogue. The person who actually did this movie is someone named Derek Quick. Now, Derek seems to have an ongoing relationship with Jeff. You know, the kind of relationship where it's like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, I'll get you into Hollywood if you get my movie wherever it needs to be. Derek Quick also did the documentary for Jeff, you know, so maybe it was like a quid pro quo thing, but who really knows at the end of the day? Point of the matter is that Jeff was in this movie. He stands out like a sore thumb in 1944, by the way, might I add. But you know, he's there looking like fucking a bowl of meatloaf. And he's just supposed to be like an American Army soldier? I didn't know they were making Captain Americas in the real World War II, but alright. I think what's really funny though is that Jeff lists this as his achievement and like his doing, and it's gonna be his Oscar for his short. When it's not, when it's Derek Quick's short, you know, if I was a filmmaker, if I was Derek Quick, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, I put in this work, I did this, and now over 1 million children think that it's this guy who made the movie, not me. I'm the one who put in that work. Why am I not getting the recognition for it? I worked hard to become Oscar nominated. Look, all I'm saying is that it's a little fucking rude for Jeff to just take his friend's movie and call it his own. I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, if any supporting actor did that. Like, imagine if The Rock just uploaded Hobbs and Shaw to his channel and was like, this is my movie, Hobbs and Shaw. Like, everybody else involved would be pissed. But it's very clear from the movie and the documentary and the lifestyle and everything else that Jeff really admires Arnold. And I mean, a lot of the bodybuilders coming up now grew up watching Pumping Iron and watching videos with Arnold talk about getting a pump and all that, you know? And it's like, you watch those videos and you're like, damn, I could listen to Arnold talk all day about working out. Fucking, the dude is full of an accent and charm in spades. You know, who would watch a video with Arnold lifting and go, yeah, I don't want to lift, you know? Like, you look at that and you're like, yes. You know, but where Arnold is just this very passionate, very full of, you know, energy and personality. He's a very, like, he drags you to him. Jeff is not that. Jeff is probably one of the most charmless vagina dryers that I have ever seen grace the platform of YouTube. Jeff has a mantra of looking good and getting pussy. Yeah, great. Glad that his motto is that. You know, and it gets a little weird when Jeff talks about, you know, laying down the pipe like a fucking plumber, because he has other videos like this, which is just 3 minutes of him flexing in front of teenage girls, right, to loud house music. Look, I don't care how aesthetic you are. The second you're a grown man and you're flexing to girls who have braces, yeah, we got a problem. You're a bit weird. Seriously, I look at this video and I can only picture an alternate universe where instead of making videos like this, Jeff is just rocking out with his cock out like Ricardo Milos. If I were to describe Jeff as a personality, because this is a brand, I do not believe that Jeff actually acts like this in real life. I cannot see it. But you know what? I've been proven wrong before. But Jeff is kind of like if you mixed MDMA, loud, ear-shattering house music, slaying Coachella broads, and just poor quality. Seriously, Jeff is the only guy I've ever seen on planet Earth to upload his Snapchat stories to his YouTube channel. Look at that thumbnail. Look at that. Don't look at that and tell me that's not a meme. And this is no offense to Jeff's hustle. I respect the hustle. Gear or no gear, you're stepping into the gym and putting work in. I get that. I respect that, you know? But you are on gear. Just let's be real about that. I would totally respect you more if you were just like, I do steroids. But whatever, you know, I'll respect the hustle. He built a brand. He did what he needed to do. That is some grade A shit. You know, I respect that. You know, but who the hell wants a 32-minute video of you and your bros going to a music festival and just hooking up with 8 out of 10 townie bitches?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night I feel my leg, my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost.
Stop it. Get some help.
Literally, these videos are the equivalent of some asshole putting an entire concert on their Snapchat or Instagram story. We get it. You went there. You had a good time. Now live in the moment and put your damn phone down. Nobody wants to see your bare-shaven chest be grinded up upon by some, like, fucking LSD-ridden, flower-wearing, music-burning man woman. Like, I don't want to see that. And as much as I don't want to see that, these are some of my favorite videos on the internet. Jeff's vlog at the Paradiso Musical Festival is a work of art. A modern piece of film history. It is beautiful. It is the funniest thing I have ever seen. He is such a weirdo. Maybe if you're a chick and you're into that, you're like, I will fuck Jeff. But I don't know how you could live with Jeff. How could you date Jeff? He just seems like just so awful. At one point, he calls the girl Sarah, and then later on, calls the same girl Mia. It's the same girl. She said her name was Sarah.
Look at that beautiful fuck. He's shredded as fucking legendary.
So now you guys know in the hips.
He's kinda gay.
You can also see Jeff was inspired by a fella by the name of Ziz. Now, those of you unfamiliar with Ziz, Ziz is kind of like this internet influencer in a time before influencers were really a thing. Ziz was popular in the bodybuilding scene, particularly on forums, way before this whole like social media bullshit like kicked off. Yeah, people would go around mirroring pictures of Ziz on forums. feel old yet? That's weird, right? Let's be real though. You all do it on twitter.com now. You just add everything, you know, just some Korean guy. That's all it is now. Taking a little bit of an internet anthropological look at Ziz, he's kind of like this cult of personality that attracted a certain type of modern bodybuilding mentality, you know? A lot of the bro features of modern fitness, I think we can see a lot of that being brought up in Ziz. You know, like the idea of Myron was around before that, but you weren't Myron until Ziz was around. Let's be real. That was when Myron really kicked off. But I think it's very easy to look at Ziz's emo early 2000s haircut and look at Jeff's early 2000s haircut and notice that they're really similar. Coincidence? I think not. Anyway, how's Jeff doing at the festival? Seriously, this man is on another plane of existence. I didn't know you could be at Jeff's weight and be taking that many hormones and still be able to trip balls on acid. Literally, the whole video is just like a half an hour of an abused GoPro of just getting rammed into chicks as Jeff just makes out full tongue in it. Just forever. Honestly, I don't know how he does that for a whole day. That's ridiculous. You know, I just don't know if that's my scene either. You know, I don't think that's my scene. You know, I went to Warped Tour. I enjoyed Warped Tour. It was great. It was a lot of fun. But like, damn, I was tired after standing on the pavement for like 10 hours and someone's shoe flew by my head. Like, I was ready at the end of the day to crash. Like, don't know how he can do 2 days, but okay. Now, Jeff spends a lot of time talking about all the girls he bangs and all the fast cars he drives. You know, the usual things when dudes need to play up their masculinity. And don't get me wrong, I flex my masculinity around other dudes too. We all do it, you know? It's playful banter between guys to flex how masculine you are with other dudes. Nothing wrong with that. But I think we all know and can recognize the point when it goes from playful banter to you trying to cover up some weird insecurity about your manhood. That's the kind of vibe I get from Jeff, you know? I just can't shake this feeling that there's just something that happened to him in his life that turned him into this empty husk of a pussy destroyer. For example, this dude I knew in middle school had a very by-the-numbers masculine father, you know? The typical, like, dude's dude, you know? And he would always copy his dad in our youth, and I think part of where it got a little bit more interesting is when we got old, because you can really see the impact of the father on the son. You know, his son now has such massive ball sack that he has to hang it out the window of his Mustang because it's so big it can't fit inside the car. Shit like that rubs off on young dudes. You notice it, you see it. You know, I saw it in my friend. It's something that happens. I totally believe that something happened to Jeff in his youth. But allow me to tell you this, my fellow bros, right? The point of masculinity is not how many bitches you bang. It's the impact you leave on those when you're gone. That's deep right there. Felt that in my arteries. Now, fitness influencers are gonna appear periodically on the channel, mainly because I think these guys teach a very interesting lesson, right? And I know I've been a little bit comedic about this, but, you know, let me kind of lay it out for you. I think a lot of these guys, like Jeff, teach a lesson about genuine real body positivity. Not that they are body positive, but that they have some issues. Jeff, in my opinion, I think he does have some genuine problems. Not to be like an armchair therapist, mind you. You know, I'm really taking a guess into the wind here. I think in particular, a lot of fitness influencers are genuinely upset about a certain way that they look or not meeting that criteria yet. And a lot of people that watch these people or want to be like them have that feeling of, I'm not there, how do I get there, when do I get there? What I'm saying is, they could have possibly ended up in this position that they're in now because they could never achieve the look in their head that they always wanted. They could never look in a mirror and say, I've hit my body image goals, and go, I've made it, I've done it, now to maintain it. It's never good enough. You know, and we're always talking about the usuals of like anorexia and bulimia, about body image issues, you know, but I think in relation to all these fitness influencers and their unrealistic body proportions that are apparently natural, but they're definitely not, I feel like the idea of talking about body dysmorphia is just something we do not talk about, period, end of conversation. And body dysmorphia you know, is usually used in conjunction with anorexia and bulimia. But I think for a lot of dudes, they just have body dysmorphia and they feel that way about themselves. I do think and know dudes that feel they have never and are never able to achieve the look that they want in their head. You know, they compare themselves to Jeff and they think, I'm going to strive for that. I am gonna reach that. You know, and then as a result, they either fall off because they never reach it, or they turn to unsafe methods like steroids in order to achieve the look they're going for. And if you're wondering what happened to Ziz, he died. And I know this is kind of a weird concept to think that someone who looks good could feel they don't look good, but that is a very real possibility, and I think it happens to a lot more guys than we're actually recognizing or talking about. So the point of this is really to recognize that, because I don't think we ever talk about it that much. We're very focused on, I think, the female element of body image issues, and dudes don't ever get the recognition of having that conversation. So I kind of just wanted to bring that to attention with Jeff's side, because I think he is the most extreme example of what happens when you're like, a man lays a lot of pipe, a man is muscular. You know, that's what I think. You know, it's just something that happens. I found it interesting, and I think it presents interesting conversation. So, tell me what you think in the comments down below, and don't do drugs.
Bye.